Mi gente, welcome, bienvenidos, otro episodio de Hoy en Día TV, another episode of Hoy en Día TV. Thank you all for your viewing support. We are super excited to have you here with us today because we're going to be talking about Puerto Rico. Da, 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 da. Yes, Puerto Rico. Bringing the culture to you because we have a special guest who specializes in putting these events together in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So I'm going to bring up the crew here. We have Manny and we have Tim. Welcome, Manny. Welcome, Tim, to the stage.
What's happening? What's happening? How you doing?
What's going on, bud?
Shaka.
I am blessed and I'm happy to be here another day with you both. We have an exciting topic. One of my favorites. Well, let me say this. Right. One of my many favorite topics. Puerto Rico.
All right.
Yeah. And I'm really looking to learn, some things that I don't know about Puerto Rico because I did visit there one time, and it was on. I was on a cruise, and we landed there at night. It was so hot I couldn't even hardly breathe. Right. but I went to try to find some cocaine though.
Oh my Jesus!
Look, this is crazy. So I'm with my fiance. Right. We're getting married. Went to a club. And I snuck out of the club, didn't tell her.
Damn.
And went outside and found a taxi cab driver. I said, "Hey man, can you take me where I can get some stuff at?" Right? He said, "You serious?" I said, "Yeah." Now I'm in a sports coat, right? So anyway, he takes me into this behind the up and down some hills, and he said, "You go up in there." I said, "What? It's night now. It's at night." I said, "You gonna wait for me?" He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna wait for you." I had no idea where I was at. Long story short, go up in there, come back, he's waiting for me. Go back to the club, get my fiance. All right, let's go back to the boat. I'm ready to go back to the boat. Hit it and throw it away. Insane. Let me tell you something. So that's my story about Puerto Rico for right now.
Wow,
we're
going to have you go back, sir, so you can experience a different type of
experience. Redeem myself.
That is insane, bro. That is definitely insane.
Addiction is a insane disease for real. But other than that, it's good to see you guys.
Yeah, same here, man.
Likewise. Here. So how we usually do, let's chop it up. How was your week? How was your holiday weekend that just passed?
Busy, man. Busy. Like I had book signing, photo shoots, rehearsals for fashion shows. I got picked up for a TV series.
Yeah, I saw that, man. Congratulations.
January.
I posted on my page. I said, "Look at that's my boy." Everybody wants to be connected to success.
Right. Hey, look, I've been getting hit up from people I haven't heard from in a minute. Hey, what's going on, man? I see you doing things. Where you been? Like, what?
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah. Then I got the movie coming in, starting in June. So busy. It's been busy. Like everybody was out partying and relaxing, and we had a 4-day weekend from work, and I worked the whole time.
Whole time. I know the club. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
What about you, Yessie? What about you?
We stayed local. We took the opportunity to just relax and work on our stuff that we usually do with the podcasts and getting the collective wear gear back. So photo shoot is coming soon.
Awesome.
And just like you said, working, even though we were off for the weekend, right? It's really not off because we're always working 7 days a week.
Right.
Being an entrepreneur is like you really don't have a set schedule. You're just doing a bunch of stuff. And talking about that, so I was booked for the Garner Festival Latino. I'll be the MC for the event September 15th. So thank you. My Latin community, mi comunidad latina, come on out. Garner, the town of Garner. It's September 13th. I am your MC, so come and check me out.
Wow, congratulations. I'm definitely, can anybody come?
Yeah, it's open. It's a free event open to the public.
I'm coming.
Well, I won't be there because I'm in Florida. But y'all have a good time.
Get your flight,
Take
man.
plenty of pictures, man.
Let's get some
I got
flight,
too much
brother.
going on right now. Look, I'm supposed to be going to Virginia in January. I might not even go, depending on how this TV series thing go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Schedule, so I might not be able to go.
And yes, that
My mom's
background is
listening. I'm
slamming.
sorry, Mom.
Look at there. Hey.
Yeah, that background is slamming back there.
And shout out to Raw One for the shirt, Puerto Rico. If y'all need any shirts, custom made shirts, I have somebody. Hit me up.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't forget the coquito that I made. Coquito, Puerto Rican coquito.
Look at you.
Oh yeah.
I'm
She,
repping for him.
she didn't send us any, y'all. Just so
Nah,
you know,
she
we didn't
did.
get any.
Not at all.
I'll make some and I'll send some to y'all. You know, what about that? Remind me before the event, because I'm going to see you. I mean, we may see each other before that, but for September 13th, remind me to make some. I'll bring you some.
Okay. Got you.
But talking about Puerto Rico, we have a special guest, guys.
Oh yeah. And I forgot, man. We had talked before.
Right.
Man, we got so many people coming through this camp.
Hey, look, we booked till October now. Like
Yeah.
we got dates in October, like 2 dates left in October, and then it's down to November.
I created a spreadsheet and still couldn't keep up.
It's definitely jumping, man. It's definitely jumping.
And that tells you that we are on the right path. And I'm so glad that we are doing this OMDIA TV together, you know, and bringing the people that we're bringing on, because that's the purpose, to positively enlighten, educate, motivate, and just talk to the community. Help them see things in a different way. Educate them. And that's what we're going to do today, is educate you all. We're going to bring to the stage Yussef Morales from Milwaukee. Well, no, Wisconsin. I'm not going to say Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
What's good?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Any of them work?
Big bro.
How you guys doing? Thanks for having me, man. Hey, Manny, nice to meet you finally, bro.
Same here, man. Same here. Finally.
Hey, Mr. Tim, nice to see you again.
Yeah, brother. Good to see you again.
Mr. Tim thought I was a background dancer before I came on. I was like, nah, I ain't.
If somebody had to ask me, you know, like, how would I describe you from our first meeting? Hustler.
Yeah, I appreciate it. No, I don't take it personal. Listen, I forget things. It was funny to me. I forget everybody. I tell everybody, I'm like, bro. I even posted like, hey, I'm supposed to call you again. Just please text or call me, because I forgot probably. So it's but it's nice to be back with you guys. Jesse, thanks for having me again.
Yeah.
Well,
certainly remember your story.
Yeah, been working.
You know, we have new viewers, so I think it's time to kind of just refresh the people, because every time our audience is growing, they may not have seen past episodes. So, Yussef, tell us who you are, what you do, and what you specialize in.
Well, my name is Yussef. I'm a dad. I got a 17-year-old and a 1-year-old. And I'm an entrepreneur. I do different things. I'm a founder of the Puerto Rican Festival here in Wisconsin. We're going on 12 years, I think it's gonna be.
That's what's up.
Yeah, we started in 2013 as just like an idea. They used to have the festival back in the 90s in Wisconsin, but they stopped doing it for a long time. So I was doing shows that we got a place called Rave here and a couple of different bringing the reggaetoneros like De La Ghetto, Nicky Jam, Calito Rossi, Tony Lenta, a long list of artists that we were bringing out. But I didn't like doing it anymore. Back then, reggaeton wasn't moving like it is now. I used to tell the radios like, "Yo, reggaeton's coming up next," like it's coming up, and they used to think I was crazy. That's why I was doing the shows, but they hadn't caught up yet. So the shows didn't get packed. We didn't make no money. So I was like, we got to jump to something else. Long story short, I got the festival idea going. We had no money, zero money. We learned photo. My girl learned Photoshop first, and then I slowly learned Photoshop. That's how we got our first flyer. Went begging and asking for favors. Yeah, man, it's been growing ever since. We expect 8,000 people this year. We're presenting sponsors. Yeah, Milwaukee Brewers sponsor us, which is the biggest thing for me, is that the Brewers came in and sponsor us. Their MLB team. It's a big thing. And a bunch of other great sponsors, U.S. Bank. So and the reason I mentioned them is because that's where we're at now. Now we got some big sponsors. We're moving. We should get about 8,000 people. We get people from all over the Midwest that come out, Minnesota, Michigan, Indianapolis, because we have a real big family vibe thing that we keep there. I'm real picky with music. I'm picky with vendors. We pick their actual application. Like A lot of people didn't like it in the beginning, but that's what we do. So yeah, but that's the festival, and then I do a lot of other things. I've worked with a lot of different brands. I've sold a couple different things that I've done. I've owned a trucking company for 2 years that we did over $500,000. I don't like to say that too much on, but yeah, we made some money. We didn't keep a lot of it. I'm talking about tax, but we didn't keep a lot of it. So no, it ain't like we kept the money. We made a lot of mistakes, but I've done a lot of things like that. I've had CBD brands when the CBD was jumping. I shaved my head, and I had the brand called Ballhead Mafia that we sold
Right,
a lot of stuff all over the world, pretty much. So yeah, man, I'm an entrepreneur. I do the Puerto Rican Festival, which is my thing that I'm doing right now. And during the day, I'm a youth program director here for one of our W2 offices here in the middle of downtown. It's a federal building down there,
okay.
and we work with
Okay.
53206 and 53209, some of the top worst zip codes in the country. So I do youth programs like that and things like that, man. I'm
If that
involved
doesn't
with a lot of
describe hustler, I don't know what.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That
man.
part right
Man,
there.
you getting it, brother. You getting it.
Yeah,
Gee,
just doing just normal things, man. Just it's, to me, it's just everybody should be doing something.
right,
So I've just and it's things that just kind of I started when I was younger, promoting nightclubs. When I was young, with a fake ID, I was promoting nightclubs. People didn't even know, and I'm throwing. And then that progression, and that kind of led me to the festival thing, you know. So it's always kind of been in growing that music entertainment. I love watching big crowds in front of the stage. I love getting on my stage. Like last year, we had a huge crowd. I had a great singer, and I just loved looking at it. And there was thousands and thousands of people in front of us, and
right,
I just love it. Especially it's promoting my culture. I'm from Puerto Rico. I came here when I was about like 11, 12 years old from the island. So bringing the culture to Wisconsin, which is not too Puerto Rican state. Well, now it's turning. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans. I think the festival's bringing them over here, man. I gotta chill out, man, because they're
mhm.
coming over here, man. I gotta chill out. I gotta stop promoting it so much because we've been having and they really do the tourism. People here think that it's bringing a lot of Puerto Ricans out here.
right,
But it's a good thing. Puerto Ricans have been here since 1940s, helping with the foundries and all that stuff. So it's time we promote the culture, that we were also a part of the economy, and we were a part of the city growth, and we bring that the spice to the city. So it's good to be in those rooms where it's mostly, you know, the white folks, promoting, you know, the German Fest, the Polish Fest, all those amazing festivals that they have here. Gay Pride Festival that's actually this weekend coming up. You know, I get to be in rooms with them now and be the Puerto Rican representative that we
right.
needed, and start adding funds towards things we need, like, you know, the murals and things like that
Hmm.
last for a long time. So yeah, man, that's my I do a little bit.
Yusef, what's the theme? What is? I know it's the festival is about Puerto Rico, but is there like a? Do you change the theme up each year? Is it a different theme for each year? Is it just the Puerto Rican festival?
Yeah, I mean, we just change things every year. It's been now it's to the point where we're actually start getting into themes. Like this year, we're really big on culture and the Tainos, which is where the first Native Americans in Puerto Rico. So this year we
Right.
have a huge thing on Tainos. When people come in, they're gonna see Tainos out there, walking around like they're.
Hermana.
That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
so there's so we're doing a lot of cultural stuff this year. I brought a lot of Bombi Plena, which is a lot of, you know, straight from the island, bringing people from Puerto Rico. Everybody's coming from Puerto Rico that we're flying in. So we got
Wow.
people that are actually, yeah, we got an amazing lineup. But so now we'll get to start adding things like that. Like we
Hey,
added a
Daddy.
scholarship this year that we're doing for a couple of the MPS kids. You know, yeah, man, celebrating Puerto Rico, man, food. We got a history tent this year that we're hiding. It's a big dome that we fill up, and we put a bunch of different Puerto Rican history things in there. So, man, listen, it started as just an idea. We're just like bringing the culture and getting people to promote it, and then now we did it free for a long time, so it was hard to have themes and budgets and all that. We were just doing what we could, and now last year we did ticket sales, and now we're having actually the budget's not big because we're covering a lot of years, but now we're able to keep growing. And yeah, man, do cultural this year. Next year we do some other stuff. It's my goal is to be a big music festival. I want to bring some
Right.
of the biggest artists here. I want to have 3 stages with 100,000 people in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, celebrating Puerto Rico. That's the
That's what's
goal.
Wow.
up.
That's
That's what's up.
huge. That's huge.
Give me like 4 years, man. 4 years, 4 years, 4 years.
I think you could do it in two, bro.
Yeah,
I definitely
we
think you
got a
could do
lot of love from Chicago, man. We got a lot of love from Chicago, a lot of love for Indiana. We got a lot of love from Michigan, Minneapolis, all over Wisconsin. So it's growing, man. It's just like anything else, man. It's just getting into the people. The information is something that was
right,
just filling the gap.
right.
Right.
How long does it take to really put this thing together? Like, are you work? Do you start working on the next one like right after this one, or do you wait 3 months out? I mean, what's how long does it actually? I've never
We
put
got, we
something
got.
like
I'll
this
put it like
together.
this. So we have about 150 vendors this year. We got like about 20 good sponsors, and we have a nice lineup of musicians that we're bringing in all from Puerto Rico. Can you hear me?
Manny,
Is it my mic or is it your mic?
It's
it
Hello?
was
managed
Manny.
by.
It was
Oh
Manny's
yeah,
mic.
yeah.
He'll fix it.
So
I'll bring
all
him
right,
back.
cool, yeah. What was the question? Oh, the timeline. So it's grown to be a huge festival. We probably do 10,000 people this year. You know what I mean? It's gonna be, and it's all over the Midwest. People are contacting us from everywhere. But it's I started right away last year because last year we had the baby, so we kind of it was we were in cut ties. Baby was just born, and boom, the festival was coming up in 7 8 weeks. And we had a lot of money to raise and a lot of stuff to do. So that taught me a lesson. And right away, I was like, all right, I'm not resting, which I should have because we just had the baby and it was crazy. But I was like, no, it's time to go. So now we're all set, man. It's about to be June again. It's in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
And we're set to go almost, man. We got a lot of everything's getting the last things are happening, and then the rest is just promo. I'm gonna go on a promo tour. We're gonna go to Minneapolis. We're gonna go to Detroit. We're gonna go to Chicago a few times. So we got a few places we're gonna go and we're gonna promote it. And we're at Lorain, Ohio, which is where one of the biggest populations of Puerto Ricans are. Man, listen, if it's like anything else, you get it to the people and it's good, it's just gonna start attaching to people. And people are gonna make the trip, even if it's for one day. I'm gonna come up there. I'm gonna enjoy this. That's why we're so picky with the music. If you go see the music on the Instagram, it's not just something we pick. It's we like really focus on it. So it takes us a long time. This year though, after the festival, I'm taking 10 days. I'm going to Puerto Rico, Tim. I don't want nobody to call me. I don't want nobody to say nothing to me. I just want to be let. Yeah, man. But usually it does take that long. People don't know how. Like well, you guys know, time flies. So like
Yeah.
now, I was just saying a couple weeks ago, dang, I got time now. I'm like, I got 2 months only. I'm June. You know
Right.
what I mean? So time flies. All the calls and the net 30s that you got to wait for people to pay you. You know what I mean? And then there's also this is the city of festivals they call it, um, which is I guess the city trademarked that now, whatever. But the city of festivals, so we have a lot of festivals summer. So you have to beat people to get the first. You have to beat the people to get the first porta potties, the first golf carts, the first garbage bins, because you need four. I need 40 toilet porta potties. I need all, and but the festivals are all happening at the same time. That's why I strategically always pick the end of August as the end of the festival season.
Hmm.
So we got a lot more stuff available, but you still have to book this stuff ahead of time because there's always events popping up. So you have to beat everybody into that stuff, man. It's because
How
we
big
start
is your
early.
How big is your staff?
It depends, man. What do you call staff?
Like, who's working with you and your wife behind the scenes and putting all this stuff
Um,
together?
so listen, man. A lot of that stuff, I do a lot of stuff. I got a small team. I got two people that help me with sales, but a lot of the phone calling. But since this is a podcast about business and everything in the world, we automate a lot of stuff, man. AI is strong right now, so we have automated a lot of stuff. You go on our website, someone contacts me, which now we've been around for 10, 11 years, and my main focus have always been I take care of my vendors. I want them happy. I want them to leave if
Mm-hmm.
if something happens that we don't have a crowd, I'll give you a refund. But I want you happy. I want you to, which has never happened, thank God. But I take care of my vendors, so I don't need vendors. Vendors want to come to me. It's an opportunity for them now. I'm not
Wow.
doing sales anymore. Now it's like, can I provide you with this opportunity? Um, it's as simple as that. And then because I know you're going to see 6,000 people, and you're going to see 6,000 people, and you're going to see a Puerto Rican crowd, not and white folks come, black folks, Asian folks, but they know it's a spicy place where people want to have a good time. It's Puerto Ricans, so everybody
Mm-hmm.
comes in a good mood, and the vendors are gonna. So I've been really good with vendors, so they come back and they go automatically to my website. The website, you fill out a form. The form automatically sends you a couple things. Once in a while, if they have a question, I go in and jump in. But yeah, a lot of stuff, and shouldn't say that, but I want to give people tips that are doing this stuff because there's a lot of stuff out there that actually works. Our website's growing right now to 8,000 subscribers, so it just keeps growing. The Facebook page says there's almost 6, 7,000 people going. We'll get it up to like 10, 12,000. before the end. But those are all things. Yeah, man, it takes a while. It's a lot. It's a lot of creativity too to create a lot of content, find good music and all that stuff. Especially when you're starting and your budget's not as big as what it'll be when I'm in 15, 20 years.
Gotcha.
And I'm glad you
I don't
mentioned
sleep though, Tim. I don't sleep though, Tim. I'll put that out there. My son will tell you I've never seen him sleep because I go to sleep after him before. I really don't. I haven't want to sleep. I go to sleep around midnight, 1, and I'm back up at 5:30, shaving my head.
You know, I saw
And sacrifice.
Go ahead, Yessie. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was going to say I'm glad he mentioned that because a lot of people think that it's something that happens instantly. You snap your finger, voila, you're going to do something. But listening to your story, it was a gradual progress. You started 12 years ago. Now you're at this point where it's like you can do the bigger things because you've grown to that, right?
I mean, I know from the beginning. I told her, I'm like, me and my lady had talked about it. I was just gonna take like 10 years to build this, but then it's gonna be rock and roll after that. Now we're at rock and roll time.
Right.
I hope you guys make it. Tim, you got an invitation, man. I'll get you a hotel room if you come, Tim. I'm telling you, you too, man.
Man, I'm considering it. I've got to look at my calendar, but I would love. I've never been to Wisconsin, so
when is the show?
Be a journey
Sunday, August 18th. If you guys come, bro, we could talk about something, and you guys could do a live podcast that day.
Woo! Hello.
Maybe like open up the festival or something.
You all will have to represent because I'll be traveling for the Alzheimer's Association.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn.
I saw something.
That's very important. That's very important. That's very important.
Oh yeah. I saw a quote the other day, Yussef, that Kobe said. He said, he couldn't sacrifice, practice and preparing for the games. Yeah. He couldn't sacrifice family time. That was really important to him. So what he sacrificed was sleep.
Yeah, man. I don't sacrifice my kid time, man. I'm a son addict. My boys, I don't. You ask my girl, I say a lot. She's done it. She know I don't play about my son. I come home every day after work, give him his 2-3 hours. He's 1, and then the teen. I cuss him out or I do what I gotta do with him, but I give him his time. He's 17, so but I don't play that either. And I gotta self-educate. I read a lot of stuff, learning, and I also like when you say about prep. I go to the park a lot by myself, and I walk through the park months before I started doing it already, and I walked through it by myself, and I just started picturing things, and just where it's gonna go, moving, the flow of people. I place my food vendors in my head, and I'll be like, all right, the line's gonna go this way, so I got to make sure I don't have crowds going this way. And if I'm gonna do this vendor here, my line's gonna go that way too. So those are things that I go through in my head. So when I get there, there's no panicking.
You know what that's called, right?
What is it, Tim?
Vision. You're a visionary.
Right.
You see things before other people can even see them.
Exactly. I just say it's God, man. God I tell everybody this ain't my festival, bro. I just do what God just be telling me because I'm like, it just be feeling too good, Tim, this year, man. Because you know why I say like that? Because it never felt like that. It was 11 years of punching the face, leaving there with nothing, leaving there with this, arguing with people because I got metal detectors and they're trashing me on Facebook. Oh, it's like a prison, bro. It's not a prison. It's a safety thing. We want our kids to feel safe.
Right.
But it was a lot of that. Or then we decided, okay, guys, we can't do this anymore unless we do ticket sales. Oh my God, Jesus, he's gonna go buy a mansion with ticket sales. He's gonna go do. Like, first of all, we're a business, so that's what we do. We're trying to generate money. I just get lucky to promote my flag. It's amazing. Thank God my business does that. And we give platforms. We got over 100 vendors that make a lot of money in one day and promote themselves and make customers that day and leave extremely happy. We have performers that don't get a crowd of 8,000 ever, and they come there and they're like, "Oh my God, I got a crowd." So there's everybody, and then the people that don't hear this music, they come there, so everybody leaves happy. So, but it costs things. Things cost money. Porta potties, insurance. Everything, defense, $10,000. Insurances, it's just so much piling up. Wow. So anyway, but yeah, it was a lot of punching in the face. So that's why this year I'm like, God, thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, good for you. And it takes a lot of commitment and dedication to host and arrange an event like that. I've never done anything like that. So, my hat goes off to you. To see that vision grow and manifest to where it's at now. And like Manny said, man, it's probably not going to take 4 years to see that 100,000.
Man, I hope God hears you. We working. If this year everything goes like it's looking right now, then we're going to rock and roll. We're going to send the deposit right away to one of the biggest music artists we can find in Puerto Rico the next day. and we're gonna blow this up and get 20,000 people here next year.
Woo!
2025.
You heard of this girl named Tyler, right? From South Africa.
Oh yeah, she's dope, super dope.
What
Listen, but they want that lady wants like 5 mil. I ain't ready for that.
But I'm just saying how she blew
But she's
up
amazing
overnight, like to Manny's point, right?
Man, I love the baby loves her music. Yeah, the baby I play her music.
She's talented now. She's the real deal.
She is, man. She's got a lot. I like a lot of that stuff. And like also Lauryn Hill's son, Bob Marley's grandkid. Great music. He's got a lot of stuff for her too.
Absolutely, absolutely. So here's a question for me, because I'm not that familiar with the Puerto Rican community. What is the difference between the Puerto Rican community and the Hispanic community, or is there a difference?
The Hispanic community is just how like white people say Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, South Americans. It's the Hispanic. It's just how they put it through the forms and the paper. You know, we all fall under that. We don't go under black or Caucasian. We under Hispanic. So it's just a subfolder, you can call it.
So you're considered Hispanics? Because I'm thinking
I'm only considered Hispanic to my employer. I'm Puerto Rican, but my employer will tell you I'm a Hispanic male that works for him.
Exactly.
That's how it works. Yeah, or like voting. That's how they say it. The Hispanics. But with the Hispanics, people don't call themselves Hispanics.
Right.
Like at all. People don't do
that.
No matter what you. Hell no. No. Never. Nope.
So is it disrespectful if I say somebody is Hispanic?
No, because Mr. Tim, you're not Puerto Rican. Because it's a even if I was gonna go, let's say I'm gonna go meet with a sponsor or something, I'm gonna talk about numbers. I'm gonna say Hispanics. We have a number of Hispanics. We have 10,000 Hispanics that are in the country, in the state right now. We have this much. So it's just the way that they use it, and it comes to putting us all in a census thing, if you want to call it the census.
It's just like a classification of people that are similar in language, you know, the Spanish native, language.
Yeah, like African black people are from different towns, but they don't put them each town. They say black on the forms.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's different types of blacks. Different. You can come from Africa. You can come from a lot of different, but they just put it under that folder.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. I was always just curious about that.
Hey, but don't go in no party like, hey, where my Hispanics at? Don't
do that. That's right.
And no, Tim, so food for thought also, for those who don't know, Puerto Rican people are made up of Taino, African, and Spanish. So that's pretty much what encompasses us being Puerto Rican, is those three bloodlines and then with that, we have the culture, we have the food, we have the vibe, like Yussef was saying, because we like to have a good time for the most part. When people go to the island as tourists, that's pretty much what they're going to find is music and food and just culture, people mingling, dancing. It's just a little bit of everything.
Hey, Mr. Tim, but your experience in Puerto Rico was a lot. Man, you have the same one, man. That's Puerto Rican for you, man. You can find whatever you want.
I found it.
You can find whatever you want.
Because I was in the game at that time, and I said, man, I had been running so hard. I said, well, I'm going on this cruise. I'm not going to take
rock and roll.
I'm not going to. No, I said, I'm not going to take a package with me, right? I'm going to cool out. But see, I didn't understand. I was addicted. Right, I was in full-blown addiction, and by the time we got to Puerto Rico, somebody I had to go get it from somewhere, and the risk that I took, man, I could have never been seen again.
Nope.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's what happens.
When I walked up when he let me off at the bottom of the hill, and I walked up in there, it was like people started gathering around, looking at me.
It was like he had your La Perla over there.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
He had your La Perla over there at the bottom of the hill.
Look, some people go in there and never come back out.
Right, and so I was really fortunate, but I tell you what though, the music in the club was off the chain. Yeah, I do remember the music in the club was off the chain.
Yeah, it goes down, man. It's a good time.
So what part of the island are you from?
I'm from Carolina, de Villa Carolina.
Okay. My mom lives in Mayagüez.
¿De dónde?
Mayagüez.
Oh, de Mayagüez. Yeah, yo tengo familia por ahí. A lot of my family is mostly still out there. Yeah. En Río Piedra, Guaynabo, a couple of Ponce de Pan. Oh, yeah. Most of my family's, but mucha de la familia mía son de Villa Carolina. Like my close, like my grandma, she's in Villa Carolina. My uncles, Villa Carolina, my aunt, they're all over there in that little part.
Nice.
You know, one of the things that in the black community, when we talk about Puerto Ricans, right?
Okay.
You know what they say? You know what we say?
Depends where you're at.
Look, don't mess with them, because they will come out from under the woodwork.
Man,
Don't
listen, we are peaceful people. We don't believe in that, man.
Oh no, I'm not saying. I'm saying no. If you go into that beehive, if you want to, and disturb them bees, you're gonna get stung, right?
Yeah, man. It's just it's like that, man. It's that's why you bring up that point. That's why it's so hard to do Puerto Rican festival. A lot of people don't understand that because you're dealing with a lot of, I don't want to say attitude, but yeah, man, attitude. Dealing with Puerto Ricans is hard. The crowd, we've got like I have like a whole thing with the crowd. Like my security is not security. Again, I just share this because if anybody wants to do it, they could do their own festivals and stuff. They just go pull permits and put stuff together. But we do like a culture. Like our security is not security; they're customer service. They're trained as people come in. How you doing? You good? Like read vibes, bro. If you see dude come up in here, don't let them in with that attitude or talk to them. Call me in the radio. I'll come right to the gate. We'll talk to them, but I want y'all to look at people's faces. I don't want y'all to be if anybody's on your phone, you can leave now because everybody's getting paid. So you can just go. Usually the police, but we're real like cautious. I have a crew that goes out in a golf cart around just vibe hunting pretty much. They think it's corny, but I'm like, no, bro, you drive around. I want you to see any problems, any issues, anything you go in and you talk. If it gets anything like you right away, you raise your hand. Most of the time when somebody's on stage of security, that'll see them. But and it's and we place our child area this year. We got 12 bounce houses. It's gonna be like a crazy fest of bounce houses. But yeah, bro, we put them in the middle because when people walk in, automatically your brain just sees bounce houses. You're just gonna chill, no matter who you are. You're just gonna go automatically, and then if you're just gonna, it just changes the vibe. And the parents could let the kids run around. So it's a lot of that stuff. So it's hard dealing. But they got to be trained like that because with a Puerto Rican person, you can't go up to them and be like, "Hey, ¿dónde está tu ticket? Your ticket? Where you ticket at?" Nah, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck? Oh, sorry, what's wrong with you?"
Right.
So Puerto Ricans, it's a different. So you have to learn how to deal with these people and expect attitude. If you not expect attitude, don't come over here, bro. Because this is the Puerto Rican festival. All right, so this is what it is. So you signed up for this. So you gotta laugh at that stuff and treat people right. And most of the time, when you're nice to someone, they're just gonna be nice back. Like, or they're gonna be like, I'm sorry, I had an attitude. I didn't even mean to be like that. You're over here being nice as heck, and it happens every time. So we've never had any situations with the Puerto Ricans. We've had one small fight 6 years ago, and it was two 14-year-olds. And they ended up cleaning for us and volunteering for the last few years.
That's right. Consequences for bad behavior. Absolutely.
But it's
won't ever forget it.
Not just that, the Puerto Rican vendors ain't easy to deal with, man. These people are mad. It's hard. So, but everybody's amazing. We make it happen, and that's why we have such a great vibe that day. But it's intentional. People think it just feels like, no, this is intentional. Everything is placed here intentionally. Where you turn a corner, you're gonna see something. You're gonna see everyone's placed somewhere for a reason. The parking attendant is smiling at you big as hell because he was trained to, not just he's having a good damn day. I'm sure he's hot as hell and wants to get the hell out of here. But it's just it takes that to have that, and then bring that. We have to break that stigma of Puerto Ricans. Oh, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. They see the news from Chicago and all these other cities, and even our city from some of a lot of stuff that happens in our city. It's Milwaukee. Milwaukee's not the easiest city to be in, at all. But again, intentional. People don't think about that when they do things. They think it just flows, but it's like, nah, bro. Like, that's intentional. When you hit that right corner, that's intentional. Why is that booth there? That vendor. Why is that vendor there? There should be a military vendor in the entrance because they can help us crowd control of anything. Why are the military vendors in the middle? No, get them in the corners. You got to think everything got to be for a reason. People.
So you stuff keeping that in mind. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Manny.
No, you good. Go
ahead. Keeping that in mind and then bringing the culture from what people can expect or get a feel, actually a taste of what they can expect when they visit Puerto Rico to the one day. Bringing that back to the island, and I'm going to take a spin on this because promoting Puerto Rico, people need to experience it, obviously, going to the island, feeling the food, feeling the vibe, feeling the music, the dance, right? But
Yeah.
I came across the other day a post that it was a billionaire company or two billionaires bought a whole bunch of land in Cabo Rojo.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of made me feel some type of way because in my mind, before I did the research, it's like they're taking away from our people. How do you feel when you hear something like that? What are your thoughts that come to mind? Do you agree with that?
Well, I got to see it from a lot of point of views because when I went over there with the Red Cross, we talked about it last time. After the Hurricane Maria, I was there for 30 days, so I got to see it like from a whole other perspective, and I got to be in those towns, and it was completely different than I thought it was going to be. The people there were not complaining about it. They were like, "We need hotels, we need to work, we need somewhere to work." The only thing they complained about it was the beaches, any beaches that would get closed, which they still, there's a lot of them that are getting privatized, whatever the word is. But a lot of people that are from those small areas. And again, that's why the Puerto Rican festival is so important. These things have to promote stuff. People have to stay at the island. It's only old people not at the island. Everybody's leaving because there's no money to make out there. You know what I mean? It's just, but yeah, it was different points of views people had. A lot of people were like, no, it don't bother us. And we did see a lot of protesters that were not even Puerto Rican. The Puerto Ricans were in the restaurants like, muchachos, esta gente yo ni sé quién son. Estos llegan aquí con esos signs. Yo necesito el trabajo, papi. Los hijos necesitan trabajo, se van a tener que ir para los Estados Unidos. Yeah, bro. So they were like, they were worried. They were like, my kid's gonna have to go across the United States to work because we don't have nothing here to really work. That's why it's so important that people start teaching kids down there about solar panel business, the AI business down there, things that they could do from there. Online businesses like crazy over there. And buying this land and doing their own stuff over there because they're buying up the land. I feel more than you. I feel disgusted every time I see the news. It pisses me off every time, even though I'm like, I know somebody's gonna get a job, but they're selling it out and nobody's watching this. That's why the Puerto Rican festival is important to me. With this, we just raise awareness, gather up people. We're finally feeling like we got a good move of people that are like, all right, this is working for them and this is beautiful. And we got a lot of cultural stuff. Okay, let's talk about Puerto Rico now. How are we going to do to help Puerto Rico? So now, like, for example, Biden's Secretary of the State came out and met with us. And sat with me and the governor and the mayor and the alderman and the president of the Common Council, and we talked about things that they're trying to bring. And like, for example, a lot of people think it's great that the teachers are coming over here. Yeah, the teachers are going to get opportunities. No, then the kids are losing opportunities out there because you just took their 10 best teachers and you brought them out here.
Exactly.
And now you got a substitute in the classroom. And now everybody over here is reading the articles and they're like, "Yay, viva America! Teachers, the best teachers in America are gonna go get placed in America for a check." You're like, bro, what about they just left the same town?
Right.
Yes.
And no one's graduating over there.
What you're talking
and guess
about.
And guess what that brings, Mr. Tim? It brings violence and it brings crime because kids have nowhere to make a job or a living. They get stupid when the teachers leave. They get they lose good education. It's just a snowfall, and then there's no jobs. They go into crime. It's just like a whole.
Well, it happens in the black community too. You have
every day.
Yeah, you have people who come into money, and now they leave the inner city and they move out into the suburbs, and now the inner city, is full of crime and bad behavior, and so it takes. I understand now much better. Your purpose. It's one thing to do something, but it's another element to do something with a purpose. And now I understand your purpose, and it makes sense.
Yeah, no, to me it's way more than anything, man. I was that Puerto Rican kid that didn't know English. I learned English here, man. I was the Puerto Rican kid walking up Mitchell Street, which is our hood here, with my mom and dad, coming here with nobody here in the winter, walking to our house that we all lived with our uncles, and we all lived in one house, like 20 of us. Nobody knew English. Getting beat up by the white kid when you get off the bus because you don't know English every single day. And my mom became a teacher, which is she now has a business. My brother has his master's. He's the CEO of City Year, which is a national organization. He's also a huge like a high-ranked captain of the Coast Guard here, who's been in for 8 years and done a couple tours. My other brother's one of the head guys at the police station. He runs the boats. He's also got his degree, and he's one of the top guys. Done a couple tours in war. My dad's doing amazing. He's one of the master welders here. He lives great. Remarried. And I only say that because we were the like real Puerto Rican family that came here without nothing, and now we got our stuff. And we did what we have to do, and you making things happen, man. And now I'm the guy doing the Puerto Rican festival.
That's dope,
Yes.
man. I like the fact that you
Yeah,
came here with nothing, bro, and you have everything that you set your mind to do. Like, that's dope. That's dope.
yeah,
You
man.
sound like the guy in my book, for real. The guy that I wrote about in my book.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out, bro. I gotta get it. I gotta catch up more with you, man. Once we get offline, and
Definitely.
like I said, if you and Tim want to come out here for the day of the festival, man, the offer's there. I'm serious.
I'm gonna definitely look at my
Yeah,
schedule, see
I'm
if I'm able
definitely
to
gonna
go.
follow up with you with that too. But
Yeah,
you know what you just said, Gabe. It gives people no excuse, right?
Right.
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 We
Exactly.
don't have an excuse, and I think
I remember picking up my mom at 3 in the morning from a pog when the pogs were a pog factory. My dad would wake us all up, and I mean, through all that stuff.
I remember
I'm going
the
to the doctor, not knowing no English. Yeah, man. Yeah, so people, Mr. Tim, that's why I don't be taking no excuses from people.
right,
I remember
right,
you saying that from last time. Look,
I don't want to hear that. I don't
yeah,
want to hear that.
right.
Yeah,
right.
And even with the
but it's
people
for
in the island, even with the people in the island, everything that you shared and described, Youssef, the vision that I see for the people of the island, and I really hope that somebody out there's watching to take this serious, is come together, get like-minded people, 3, 4, 5 people, put your investments together and start investing in these properties.
Right. Exactly.
Help
yeah,
turn Puerto Rico for the better and
yeah,
keep it within the Puerto Rican community.
Right.
exactly. That's the
I
There's
key.
opportunity out
That's
there.
I
that's
agree.
the key is just people actually doing it. Most people are too stuck on social media and the next trend and shit, and
Right.
then they're not even
Right.
seeing. By the time they look, it's been 20 years and everything's done sold. Time to
Exactly.
wake up. Most people are not even seeing it, but again, it's happening in our community, like in the black community.
Right.
Same thing, Mr. Tim. Like Mr. Tim said, it's they got people lost out here. Trust me. Listen, I work in the welfare, and with a lot of cases, I see it every single day, like every single day. The worst
How
cases you could think of.
how does a kid graduate high school on a fifth grade reading level?
Mm.
How
Man,
how does
listen.
that happen, man?
At least, man, I don't know. Over here, we have schools that the there should be that are registered. There should be about 1,200 students, and there's only 200 kids in the school at a time.
Wow.
And that's a lot of schools. It's just the whole system is broken. There's so many kids that are not going to school. I never knew until I was started working with Learn Fair to the state, and I was like, whoa, this is insane. This is worse than I thought. You got parents that are 20 some years old with more than 9 kids. And what
Wow.
are you gonna do? You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You
Mm.
can't go to school because they're all different age. There's just a lot of and even the Kia boys that people talk about the Kia boys online a lot about the Kia boys and Kia that started here in Milwaukee. Most of those kids, I've met a lot of those kids. They're skinny little scrawny kids with hoodies that don't even have a shirt inside, skinny as hell. Look like they haven't ate for a while. Look like they get excited when they eat a McDonald's meal.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
I'm not lying.
Wow.
Listen, I'm telling you, that's how it is. I'm not lying. You think like people be like promoting out like they did all these Kia videos on YouTube for these kids, and then I started meeting a couple of months like, the hell, these kids like they got trauma, man. This kid don't even got a t-shirt inside that hoodie, bro.
Yeah,
Eh, eh,
yeah. That's one of the things with my course is teaching people how to discover who they are. You know, um, uh, parents, and we talked about this on one of our other shows. Yes, parents can't transmit something they don't have,
Right.
and
Hmm.
a lot of parents don't have the knowledge and the skill set to help their young ones discover who they are, what their purpose is. You know, in my community, in the black community, it was always, I can't wait till you get to 18 so you can get on your own. You know
yeah,
that, and that's crazy, really
Right.
crazy, super
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, because a 18-year-old can get out there on their own and make one mistake, right? That could
Right.
cost him the rest of his life. And when I went over to the Caribbean, I lived in Turks and Caicos for 2 years, right? So when you talk island talk, yeah, man, I've done it,
Yo,
right?
man. Tim got it in him.
I saw something different. What I saw was the parents staying connected to the children and supporting the children until they couldn't do it anymore. And then the children turned around and took care of the parents until they passed on. So that connection was never broken. They don't have senior citizen homes or or senior care centers in Turks and Caicos Island. It was beautiful to see that. That connection is never broken.
Right.
But here, it's different. And how I would describe a lot of the school systems, and I know there's some sincere people who have great motives, but it's still, in a lot of cases, dysfunctional.
Right.
It's dysfunctional.
It's like Yussef said, the social media has gotten way out of control that like that's all people care about. Like people wake up on social media and go to sleep on social media.
Yeah,
Like
so
the
it's
drugs
bad.
are out of control as well.
I did a survey and I can't say too much stuff. That's why I don't know what I can say and I can say it, but not. So I don't want to mention. But I did a survey with 50 parents, and one of the questions was, "Is the dad around?" And out of the 50 parents, there was only 6 kids that had dad in their life,
Wow.
and 3 of them were sometimes out of those
Right.
6. So 3 was like, yeah, he coming in and out. They weren't together, they weren't around, but they were in it. Yeah, and that's and it's bad. It's worse, man. It's horrible.
Right.
People
That's
have no
horrible.
idea.
Definitely bad.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, it's
horrible.
worse. It's worse than people think. But again, that's why it's just like everything else. People got to come together and wake up, just like Jesse was
Right.
saying with the buying land in Puerto Rico, and it's all the same thing. But people are so stuck on all these other stuff. Even like with all the stuff that what I do, because I do a lot of cool stuff, man. Like I like to say I do. Even with my son, I like to keep my sons entertained and be like, damn, my dad's a cool dad. He shows up with a damn Humvee. He got a damn go kart. He be doing this. He got a horse. It's all intentional, man. Tim is all intentional. Like I did. I had a horse for like about 2 years, and then COVID hit. But the only reason I say that, man, is because anybody could do the same thing. But people got to come together. You got to. All this stuff has been because of great people around me, like my girls support. You know what I mean? So I come in, I do a lot of stuff with them, and just different friends, and just different. And even when you get to the corporate office, where you get to that one person that just says yes, and you're like, oh, man, that's all I needed, bro.
Right.
I just needed that logo on there. You just opened up more doors than you think you have no idea what you just did with opening that. Because now people are going to say, okay, they trust them. I appreciate you, my brother.
Right.
You just helped me. And then you open it up for another person, and then another person, and then that person reads back to you. Or you see an article and you're like, screenshot, hey, read that shit, bro. That's good for you. Hey, did you hear about ChatGPT, bro? Jump on that right away. Hey, jump on Canva, bro. Perfect that. Even your podcast. One of my guys, after he seen what we posted, he was like, "Hey, you know what they use for that?" And I gave him the app that we're using here. And he was like, "Dope, thanks a lot, bro." But just building things like that, man. Just building. Anybody could do it. It's just people just gotta do it, man.
Right. I mean, some of the people they like to gatekeep, so they don't want people to.
Yeah, bro. Gatekeeping is real. Gatekeeping is real.
They don't want to teach nobody. Nobody wants to teach because they feel like they're going to be better than.
But one thing you can't beat gatekeeping, bro. That can is consistency. Gatekeeping does not matter when you are consistent, but you got to have your fist up and you got to fight, and then you got to go back, and then you can't be one of those guys like, I ain't gonna call. I just called him 10 times. Well, bro, call him 25 times.
Exactly. He
call him 25
times, and then you're gonna have a conversation with him. And then
something's gonna happen.
Say yes or no. And then you go to the next person, and that's it. And you just keep on pushing.
Yeah, it's that's it, man. I'm telling you, I got a lot of great friends around me too with great stories, bro, that are like similar, and they're booming. They're just guys like Ali, who owns All Goods, known since I was 13. He was selling stuff on eBay. Boom, has good 2 stores right now. He's booming. He's the #1 guy here. He's known national now for thrifting. He's got a bunch of followers on Instagram, building his YouTube. Is just a lot of stuff, but same mentality, man. Just all right, go. Just
all right.
I wish more people would get it because there was more people doing that. We could do more stuff.
Right. Exactly.
Well, what you're doing is certainly going to influence some people. It's one thing, and I had a great friend of mine share this with me. It's a difference between encouraging somebody and inspiring somebody. We can encourage anybody, right? You can try to build them up and encourage them to do anything. But the way we inspire people is when we tell our story. Because, see, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? And then, when you share your story, you give people no excuse. They can't come to you and say, well,
Mr. Tim, can you say that? Can you say that one? You just said what was the first thing? People won't Until they hear your story. Say that
People
again.
don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
So listen, and not to cut you off, but just to cut it into your story, place in a folder in between your story. When I met with a big bank, it happened to me after a million times after this, but it happened to a big bank, and then I kept giving them amazing sponsorship packages. Like, we're gonna do this for you. We're gonna have damn Jesus write your name on the sky. We're gonna be doing this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So all these amazing things. And he goes, listen, Yusuf, that's all great, man, but I want to know the story. I want to know what you want to do. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what you're doing. I want to know what's
Right.
behind. That's what I want to know. All this, put it away. Put it aside. He put it in my folder. He slid it to me, and we had a burger. And we
Wow.
started talking about things and my story and telling him. And we talked, and then he was like, "All right, that's what I'm talking." But the crazy part is that it happened to me after that many times because I started getting into the corporate offices, into the bigger offices, not just the local office, but the bigger companies. All that's been that I promise you, that's been what it's the story.
Yeah.
Because they see that you're consistent. Like they'll see a Puerto Rican and he'll come to their office and they ask him and they like no, and then he'll leave. But you like you were there, you stayed there, you didn't stop.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, so we got to take this guy seriously because either he's not gonna leave, you know what I'm saying, or like he's not gonna leave. So we have to take him seriously. Exactly. And that's why they want to know the story because you stayed on their necks.
Yeah,
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
appreciate it,
you
bro.
know that
I'm tired though.
okay, so let's say I'm a 15-year-old and I'm talking to Youssef, and Youssef is telling me, "Hey, this is ABC 1, 2, 3. What you need to do so that you can live a life fulfilled, right?" And they say, "Well, how do you know, Mrs. Youssef?" Well, I started from here, right? You get to tell them your story. That's what's going to convince them, and that's what's called inspiration. You can talk to a 15-year-old and tell them about what it's like to prepare for fatherhood. You mentioned there's no fathers. Do you know family is the antidote to 90% of the issues that plague our society?
Yeah, I
Family.
believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Family.
Yeah, I
That
believe it.
time that you're spending with your kids is priceless.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's, I see Ra and I see Yessie. I see how much commitment you have to your kids. Priceless.
All right.
I mean, Ra got on the show. He said, "Look, this is my little man. I
Right.
want to be on the show, but hey, I got to have my man is here with me, right?"
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that's yeah, no, it's true, man. I mean, I can't say anything because I'm like addicted. My sons, I'm addicted to it. I don't mess around with my kids. And I got a 17-year-old now. And when I had him, I was young, so I was in survival mode. So I didn't get to like he was always with me. I've never been away from my son, but I wasn't experiencing it like I was now. So seeing him almost head to college and seeing the baby being born, I appreciate the older one now because every day I'm like trying to be better somehow, even though I still be snapping and all that. But 17, man, you know what I'm talking about. Tim,
All right.
Yeah.
But listen, but now as I see that, I start trying to enjoy every other day, like look at it intentionally, like enjoy, like okay, do this with him, and intentionally. I'm trying to get. Now he's a junior, so it's hit me in the face now. Like fuck, I gotta really get together. And then with the baby, I'm like, dang, I remember being there, but I don't remember processing it and like enjoying it, like looking at it. I'm in survival mode, trying to get a job, trying to pay this. You know, I'm young. I'm trying to got this kid. You know, so it's a full whole thing, man. I don't even know
Man,
how people are deadbeat parents, man. I don't even know how that
well,
works.
you know, and I talk about it,
It's
right?
weird to me.
I wasn't there for my daughters. I was trapped in the active addiction, and that's
Yeah,
no
but you were
excuse.
but that's the
Yeah,
thing. It's not an excuse, but that was your barrier. There's people out here that ain't doing nothing. They just want to club, man.
yeah, but
Exactly.
here's the thing. I give both of my daughters' mothers great credit because both of them didn't get, neither one of them got caught up in the grips
Yeah,
of something that could destroy them. They're both, college graduates. And the reason, guess why the reason is? Because both of my daughters were in strong families.
yeah,
Even though I wasn't there, they both had strong. That was what attracted me to each of the women, each of their mothers anyway, was their family.
yeah.
So hey, look,
I get it, man.
your event is all about family.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, man. No, that's all it's about, man. It's yeah, that's what it is. It's bringing everybody together. That's why even like the Father's Day car show and all that stuff, man. I just be trying to promote these guys to just get it together because you gotta it's a new time. And Tim, you didn't have resources like people have now. You didn't have information like people have now. You didn't have none of that. You didn't have a phone that you can go in there and go on a TikTok, or people laugh at TikTok, but there's a lot of stuff that I relate sometimes that I'm like, damn, that helped me feel a little bit better. Like it's not just me being the dad here stressed out about being, damn, am I doing this? I just yelled at him, damn, I did this. Or it helps. So you guys didn't have that. So we did. Y'all just took that shit. And I went, and especially if you're on any type of drug, there really ain't nothing out there. You can't even so it's a whole different game. So it's not the same. I'm not saying I'm nobody to forgive you. I don't know what happened in your life, but I'm just saying that it's different now. Back then, that's why I tell people that are mad at their parents. I'm like, bro, how are you mad at your parents? They had no resources. They had no phones. Like they were just young kids out here influenced by whatever propaganda was on TV or whatever the fuck happened outside in the porch. You can't even get mad at your mom. After like 2004, then you can get mad at parents though.
Right.
Like
and
here's
the thing. It's really, you know what? It's really not about a substance. You know, our society wants to treat the symptoms, right? It's really the root issue. And that's what my program and my book is about, is addressing what you do probably without thinking about it. You said, Manny, same thing. This guy runs like 90 going west all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's called self-government, self-discipline. That is the solution, right? It's the drugs and the alcohol are just a symptom of the problem. The root problem was my lack of governing myself, right? Yeah. That was my problem. And when I discovered that, because I always thought the drugs and the alcohol were the problem. So I could stay away from the people, places, and things, but I would always go back. After a little while, I get clean, I go back because I hadn't gotten to the root of the problem. And our society, unfortunately, focuses a lot of attention on the symptoms. There's always been some kind of chemical. Back in the 50s, it was LSD. Then in the 60s, it was, what do they call it? I forget what they were called. They were doing a lot of psychedelic drugs and acid. And then it came into, cocaine and then the crack. And it's always been something, but none of those are the real issue. The issue is a lack of self-government. What you're giving your son, even though you guys may have to clash a little bit, what you're showing him, though, is structure. Yeah. He can't come in your house and do and act and behave any kind of way. Not going to happen.
Not happening.
You laughed at yourself. Bust him in his throat.
I ain't got to do that. He's taller than me. He like 5'8". He like, I've been looking at him like, bro. I've been looking at him like, don't play with me. Don't play with me.
No way.
But listen, my son, he's a great kid. I even had teachers one time call me and ask me, every time I yell at him, he stares at me. I'm like, because I taught him respect. I say, you look at me when I talk to you. That's what he's doing, man. And she was like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's what he's doing. He does it here. He does it everywhere else. Is respect. Right. You're talking to him, so he's looking at you. He ain't putting his head down or nothing. He's like, oh, no wonder he just stares at me. I'm like, because he's looking at you, even though he probably don't want to look at you. So it's kind of awkward because he's forcing himself to because he knows that's what he's supposed to do.
Giving him that discipline.
No, he gonna be a man out here. I'm not playing, and times are getting harder out there. Like, bro, listen, we can bump heads a little bit here. Every night I tell I love you. I love you to death. You're an amazing kid. That's why I expect more from you than everything else. I don't play that. You gotta get you're strong, you gifted. I expect you to use it. Don't waste these talents, because if not, you're just a lazy bum. You're a bum.
You know what, Yussef, you mentioned something that I had to go through. I had a resentment against my dad at one time because we weren't really tight. My dad worked all the time. He didn't spend a lot of time with me, taking me to basketball games and stuff like that, right? He worked. That's what he knew. And so when I got clean and I started working, the 12-step program, and I started understanding, my dad couldn't give me, like we talk about yesterday, something he didn't have. He didn't have, his dad wasn't in his life. So he didn't know how to really be a dad. At his funeral, guess what, man? I'm a speaker, and a lot of people were coming in town, Manny. And I had this speech put together. I was gonna drop it like it was hot. Man, I got up there and I lost it.
Right.
I lost it. because what had happened was the resentment that I had for my dad turned to respect.
Right.
Yeah, it went away.
He taught me how to work. I've never been fired from a job. Smoking dope, never got fired from a job.
Damn, that's gifted.
Because I go to work.
That's discipline. That is discipline. To me, you say you had no that's discipline.
Never
I think we're getting root to all the problems here. I think the drugs were good as hell, Tim, and you had discipline the whole time. The drugs were just good. Yeah, you didn't have resources to tell you that. Damn it, Tim. The system's effed up, man. Set us all up, man. I'm telling you, man.
But yeah. So you're right. That
I get it, man. Yeah. It's a. Well, with me, I didn't get disciplined until later on in life, man. So I learned the hard way. I learned by sticking my hand in the just like, damn, that's how I learned. So it took me a while. And my dad, the same thing. My dad that raised me, all he did was work. He never had a conversation with me till I was like 30-some years old. But he was a hardworking dad. I love him to death. Now he talks a lot. He's amazing. Now he's a whole different human being, but he didn't talk to us like that. My dad was a hardworking man, had 2 jobs at a lot of times, but that's why I'm a hardworking man. I take care of my family because he took care of us no matter what. And he tried to sneak into a couple of my wrestling matches, and he would do his thing. And so, but yeah, it's you can't get mad. You know, it's different, man. These people, the ages, they didn't have a lot of information back then. Like I tell a lot of them, they just didn't. They didn't look at, like, we could look at stuff online or just run into stuff. And now the way phones are, they read your damn mind. You think about some shit and it, bam, now you put it on your on social media and now something pops up about it and you can get more. And with me, I would never been able to do it without social media and the motivation, the education, the support that I don't get from a lot of people that know me personally, but I get it on a lot of like platforms like Facebook and other places that show me love. Like those are things that back me up, that I'm like, all right, I needed that. Besides, my wife, that's amazing, and all the other great things, my brothers that are amazing. But social media that's what people don't get, man. I was trying to help you on Facebook. If you think Facebook and anything else is toxic, because you got the wrong stream, bro. You're doing the wrong things in it.
Exactly.
You gotta use it.
I believe you could have did it. You would have just found a different avenue. Like Facebook just made it a whole lot easier, and social media, but like we used to be outside. Before all social media, like we used to be outside and we used to hang out with each other and actually interact. So you would have been able to do it. It would have been a different way.
But like now you get to connect with anybody, bro. I can go and talk to somebody in Mexico right now. I just click on their picture and be like, yo, what's up? Mm-hmm. And they or in Canada and Russia and be like, yo, and they just, but yeah, bro, I still be outside, bro. Every day I gotta be outside. Hey, but bro, I'm one of those guys, man, that I be stuck on my phone like that a lot. Right. But I do have my times when I go to have my good time, and I'm older now though. A lot of these kids are stuck in that stuff
all day.
Like, but you gotta, if you're gonna be on it, be learning something, man. Get off social media. If you learn something.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Progressing in some type of way. Like the only time I go on social media is to post something. I'm just promoting. I'll go to work. And that's just my
marketing
desk.
Too.
My break room is my desk.
Man, Manny, I use it for everything, bro. I try to steal ideas. I try to get motivated. I watch somebody doing something, and I'll be like, damn, let me freeze that. And I just start looking. Or sometimes I just want creativity spark. So I'm not doing nothing. Again, I don't take no time for my kids. My kids will tell you they be tired of me. People don't know how and they'll tell you that. I'll be in their face. But I still make time, even if it's late at night, at midnight, when everybody's sleeping. I'll scroll. If it's during my eating, scroll. Because there's so many ideas out there, bro. And I'm not trying to work forever. Right. I'm 37. I'm not trying to do it. And it's like chat, all these things that are out here, man. You get to know that stuff now. You don't got to do nothing later, bro. My son is 1 now. The other one's going to college in a year and a half. I want to be able to just buy me an RV. Manny, this is real stuff, or people think I'm joking here. Right. I want to give me an RV, like a brand new one with like warranty. So if in case we break down, I can just go to dealer and drive it around the coast of the country with the baby and my girl, and then have my son whenever he has a break fly into whatever town we're at.
Right.
I want to do that for like a month.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, but that's my vision. That's my goal here. After we get all this stuff going.
Right.
Well, you have a lot of stuff going, man, and you're helping a lot of people, and it's so inspiring and encouraging, right? Exactly. To have crossed paths. And man, I'm serious. You said, man, it ain't nothing for me to jump on a plane and come out there, brother.
Hey, listen, I'm serious. I got a lot of people flying in.
Hey, look, man,
we're booking hotels already like crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow up with you because I'd like to come out and experience that, man. That's where I'm
And I'll
at.
make sure you guys have a ride from the airport to the hotel and the hotel to the fest. We have that's already covered because of all the artists. So you'll get there.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to go anywhere else like that, there's lifts here.
Well,
downtown
I don't have to worry about catching no cab to go buy no dope.
I'll send it to your Instagram, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, listen, this is Milwaukee. You looking for dope, you won't have a problem over here. You're like, where the hell's Tim at? You'll be like, Tim is now a new Kia boy. He joined the Kia boys. He steals Kias now.
Funny.
Oh,
That is hilarious.
He's staying in Milwaukee with us.
Yussef, you mentioned earlier that you having a Father's Day car show. Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, so I did the partnership with the Milwaukee Brewers here for the Puerto Rican Festival, and now we're going to be hosting our car show there too. We do a Father's Day car show there that we do. It's usually free too, but the board game happens right after the car show, so we end up getting area reserved for us. People can get the tickets for like $25, but it's like a perfect area where all the left balls go where they hit the ball. Or you can come to the car show and just head out afterwards. But we got a couple Lambos already coming.
Nice.
On Father's Day, we're gonna grill out there, have the car show, give awards like around 12:30, and then the game starts at 1. And then we're gonna jump in. The Brewers, they've been showing us a lot of love.
And what date is that on?
That's on Sunday, June 16th, on Father's Day.
June 16th. So you all in the Milwaukee area, come out and visit Yussef Father's Day car show and enjoy the Brewers.
Yeah, and go to the Puerto Rican Festival. Follow the Instagram page.
Yes,
we got a lot of cool stuff. Anybody wants to come, I appreciate you guys having me too. Nice to meet you, man. Let me know if you guys are serious. I'll send you guys the info.
Definitely send it to me. I'll see how much a flight is out there.
Just let me know. Talk to me, bro. We'll figure something out.
Yeah,
because I'm getting a few flights, so then we're getting like a deal and all that stuff.
Okay.
Because I'm getting like at least like 16, 17 flights right now to Puerto Rico. So I'm trying to get like a bundle price here for all these flights. Yeah, we got a lot of artists coming from. There's gonna be, Mr. Tim, I'm telling you, you're gonna have a good damn time.
Man, I'm coming, man. I'm telling you. I wanna. Here's the thing. I don't want to say 100% because if I give my word, right, I'm a man of my word and I'm a man of integrity. And so I got to check out a couple other things. But man, my heart wants to be there, and I'm gonna do everything within my power to be down there. And
you're gonna enjoy it.
Event too. So I want to get acclimated.
If you go on the website, there's a lot of pictures from last year. If you go to what is the prfestivalwisconsin.com. A lot of amazing pictures from last year. prfestivalwisconsin.com.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go on there, you'll see a lot of dope pictures. The Instagram, there's a lot of videos too on there.
Okay.
All right, brother.
We gotta check it out.
You said
we gotta keep working, man.
You want to tell the viewers Dia TV?
All I want to say is rock and roll. Everybody get things going. If anybody's interested in doing festivals like that, you can always reach out. I don't mind giving people tips. I think a lot of people can do it. And just get things going, man. Everybody has to stop being so lazy. So whatever platform you guys have, man, get moving. A lot of people find motivation from people like me, and I think it's weird. I mean, even though it's cool, because I think everybody could do it. That's why it's weird to me. It's like, bro, you could do it too. You could do the same thing. Just call the city and get a permit. It takes 2 minutes. Call the venue. And not even to be disrespectful, because I appreciate everybody. That's love. But everybody, if more people did and just jumped on things, man. I get a lot of people message me every day on Facebook that they have ideas and they want to do things. And we have conversations. And I tell them, I bet you're not going to do this. And they're like, whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm being honest with you. I'm not being an asshole. You're not going to do this. Which is this whole hour, you just wasted my time and your time, and they'll laugh at me. And I've been right like 98% of the time out of like.
Do you know why?
Hundreds.
Why?
I'm trying to figure out, Mr. Tim. Because we need you over here teaching that class, Mr. Tim.
Fear of failure.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's part of my quote. That's part of my quote. Don't take it from me, Tim.
Yeah.
Fear of failure. Yep.
That's true though. Yeah. No, I appreciate you guys having me anytime. I hope to see you guys over, and thanks a lot, Jesse. If this year we don't make it happen next year, but we'll get some stuff. We had a couple we're gonna start doing after the festival, a couple smaller events. So if anything, you can come out to one of those.
Okay.
Well, hey, I'm a MC, so if you need me to go out,
that's what I was gonna tell you.
I'll be hosting my partner Latino here on September 13th. So
that's dope. Yeah, for sure. We'll be in contact. I'm trying to work on some stuff on Arizona right now in Indianapolis for Puerto Rican festivals, just taking kind of the same model that we have over here. Okay. And I'm putting it out there, so maybe we can work on some stuff.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Tim, any last minute words you want to tell the audience of Hoy en Dia TV?
No, just want to just thank God for this vision again, right? Of OND TV and Youssef, man, it's great to see you again.
You too,
I
Mr. Tim.
really enjoyed our conversation tonight. I mean, I feel inspired, I feel encouraged, and I just want to see you continue to progress and experience more success and
I
what's been
appreciate it.
planted into your heart, man. And I applaud you, brother. I
I
do. I
appreciate
applaud you.
that. Listen, I need all the blessings from all the OGs possible. I swear I take them. Yeah, I think I'm playing. I'm not playing. I take them all. I believe in all that stuff. And
Yeah,
I need it
yeah.
because it'd be rough sometimes. But we're going and we're gonna open up this last thing. We're gonna open up the Puerto Rican Center by next year.
That's what's
And
up.
we're gonna start getting all these Puerto Ricans instead of going to the welfare office and checking
Right.
in. They're gonna come to the Puerto Rican Center
Wow.
to check in,
That's
Right.
That's
amazing.
right.
check into jobs and check into getting apartments, hook them up with landlords. Instead of getting into the system that's just messing everybody up and then landing people into these comfort zones to give them time to use drugs and listen to Sexy Red all day long.
Yeah, because you know what? It says it takes a village to raise a child. But if the
Mhm.
village is infected, guess what happens to the child?
It
Right.
gets
It's over.
Exactly.
Yeah, we gotta
unfortunate.
fix it. There's a lot of things. We'll talk about Jesse and Manny, you too,
Yeah.
because I know you guys got a lot of platforms that we can always take to build a model for it and then take it to another level. And Mr. Tim,
Course.
with your experience and everything, there's a lot of stuff we could do. Because
Okay.
Definitely.
there's a lot of people that are just trying to, we can put something together once we off the camera. One of these days we get together and put some. Oh, Mr. Timmer, we'll talk about it when you get here.
Okay. I'm gonna definitely reach out to you. I can promise you that. I can commit
Okay,
to that. I'm reaching
sure.
out to you. Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah, I appreciate
Manny,
it.
any last minute words you want to share with the audience of
Um. Yeah.
OND?
Yes. As usual, don't let the fear of failure overcome the righteousness of success. Don't be lackadaisical, like Yusuf said. Be consistent.
Right.
Step through that door. Take that first step, because you will never regret it. It's something. It's a ride. It's a journey. Like, I love it. Once I took that first step, like, I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to go back. I just want to keep pushing forward. I appreciate Yusuf for being on the show. Like, I wish I could have been at the first show, but I think I was at a rehearsal,
Yeah,
a
you were.
fashion show. I think it was a fashion show rehearsal. But
Sure.
I'm gonna definitely reach out to you and try to come out there for that Puerto Rican festival.
Yeah, let's work, man. It's only a couple of weeks away. Let me know. We'll put something together.
Okay, most
Like I
definitely.
said, I know Jesse, you're gonna be somewhere, but you guys could always be live and shoot something at the fest.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most
Right.
definitely.
That sounds like a great
So
plan.
then Mr. Tim has a different Puerto Rican story to give. Different experience.
There we get one, man. There we get
Listen, I got a different one. I got a festival story. Let me hold the other one. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, what
All
about
right.
you, Jeffrey? What you got? What you got?
Yeah. So first, I want to say thank you to you three for being here. Hoy en día TV, Youssef, special guest, great conversation.
Always.
We're all engaged. It's always a blessing to have different guests just come on the platform, just share their experiences, share the story. Because here at Hoy en día, we aim to positively motivate, enlighten, educate, and entertain. Obviously, you all, the viewers, with each and every episode. So I also want to thank the audience for viewing. Thank you for your viewing support, for your subscription support, for sharing the videos and just engaging with us. If you have any topics that you want us to talk about, hit us up.
Let us know.
Hit us up via the email.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hit us up via the email and follow us. You can follow me on my social media platforms. You can also Google me, Yessie Rodriguez. You can find a bunch of stuff about me. Manny, they can follow you and Google you too, right?
Yes, you can definitely Google me.
Okay.
And my social media is author Manny Morales. The book is on Amazon, or if you want one autographed, just DM me. I got you.
Tim, how can they find you? Because I don't think you mentioned that.
Talkmantalk.com, or you can Google me. Talkman Talk, no spaces. Hit Google. I'll come up.
Awesome. Youssef, how can they find you?
BHM Youssef at Instagram. I think you can Google me too.
I'm pretty
I hope
sure.
it just doesn't go. I hope it just doesn't go too far back, but you will find me.
And so us four here are an example. When you work hard, you're consistent, we become Googleable. Hey, that's all we need.
Yeah.
So go on Google, find us out.
Consistency is the key.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Consistency.
Thank you all for your viewing
Sure.
support. It has been Hoy en Día TV. Dios lo bendiga. Until next time.
Bendiciones.
Hey.
Yes.
Bye.